Hi everyone, my name is Lindsay Walls and I'm a realtor here in Oakville. This is my very first blog post and I decided it was timely given all of the comments and feedback I've been receiving from people about the latest release of homes that Woodland Trails released this past weekend. So I'll start by saying that I had the privilege of being at the opening of the sales event at the Rosehaven sales office at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. I personally have not benefited at all through this process. I've received no special treatment from Rosehaven or Starling and have not received a penny from them or from clients. So my clients earned their spot fair and square like most other people did. I know that a lot of people have talked about the developers increasing the price of their homes very shortly after their sales offices opened. I don't want to say for certain that this is the case, but I strongly believe that this is true based on my experience and the conversations I've had with many of you. I personally find it appalling that sales tactics like this are used. I think it is definitely wrong when fundamentals of the market have not changed. The demand levels were known to be high from the very start, so it offends me that somebody could walk in 10 minutes after somebody else and potentially pay $40,000 or $50,000 for the exact same product. Nevertheless, I'm a realist and I understand that this is the way the process can sometimes go. It's not what all developers do, but it certainly can happen, and if this doesn't happen, something else can happen which is equally as upsetting to consumers. I have the opportunity to see this as part of my day-to-day work environment, but I understand that a lot of people don't have the same level of exposure to new home sales. And for this reason, I write a lot of blog posts about it because I think it's really important and quite honestly lacking the amount of information that we have available to consumers. So I wanted to really say in this blog entry that I feel strongly that consumers should treat the purchase of a new home the same way that they would approach the purchase of a resale home. And you would never go in to a home that was listed on the market today, and if it was listed at $1 million, take that for face value without doing your due diligence and seeing other homes and looking at other comparable sales in that neighborhood. And the same holds true with new home sales. I also think it's extremely important to take a look at mortgage rates. So if you are funding your home through a mortgage, it's important to understand that the price you pay for a home is really not the same as the amount of money you will spend over the life of your mortgage. So when you're purchasing a home today in the resale market, you can pretty much secure the rate today as well, so you know what that rate will be. But when you're securing a new home sale that you don't move into for a year and a half, the mortgage rate will likely be very different a year and a half from now than it is today. And quite honestly, rates are so low right now that they have nowhere to go except up. So you need to make an adjustment in your calculation to understand how much more money you're going to have to pay to fund your home because of the timing of when you're going to close on your home a year and a half from now versus today. The next thing I want to dispel is a rumor that new home sales are always cheaper than resale. I've heard this a few times from people, and I think that this has largely been the case in the past 10 years. I also believe that this is not necessarily the case moving forward for a number of reasons. First is HST, which we all know has come into effect, and it's only applicable to new home sales, so this definitely impacts the price you pay. Second are development charges. All new homes and only new homes have a charge that the developer passes on to you. It's a charge that the town and the region apply to a new home in order to fund the services with which the new population will require. So development charges in Oakville have gone up significantly in the past year, which means that developers are now having to pay more for the homes that they provide to you, and these costs will be passed on to you. Next, I've mentioned before mortgage rates and the difference between today's mortgage rates and future mortgage rates and how that affects the cost of resale versus new. And lastly is the overall housing market. I think people have come to expect that housing growth will continue on for the next 10 years as it has in the past 10 years, and that just by virtue of buying today and moving in a year and a half from now, your home will be worth more in a year and a half because the overall market will have increased by then. I think this has been the case, of course, in the past, but it's not the case moving forward, and many economists are predicting a much slower rate of growth in housing. So don't assume that your home is going to be worth a whole lot more and that therefore you can afford to spend more than what you feel it's worth on the market today. Lastly, I just want to say to people to not react to the hype. I know it's really hard when 9,000 people have registered for 590 some odd lots, but I also know that there's 50,000 new residents expected in North Oakville over the next 15 to 20 years. So don't settle for anything less than what you would be thrilled to buy, because quite honestly, there will be lots of options for you, particularly if you're looking for a new build. There'll be lots of options in North Oakville in the coming years. And if you're patient and if you do your due diligence and you understand the market and you understand how much a property is worth, you can certainly make really wise investment decisions. And I wish everybody good luck, and I really want to thank everyone for calling me and emailing me over the past several months now about Woodland Trails and about new housing and all your questions and comments. It really helps me to keep in touch, understand what consumers are looking for in the market, and I encourage you to continue to email or call or leave comments on any of my blog posts below. Thanks very much. Good luck to you all and have a great day.